on into the room, be coachable, teachable, trainable. Post your city and state where you're catching this information from on today. My name is BrandMaster Martina Britt Yelverton, and today's final Watch Me Work Wednesday in the Emergency Brand Fix It Kit is actually the discussion of how to create marketing and outreach strategy. So you guys know we started the entire platform surrounding the Emergency Brand Fix It Kit and helping you guys to triage your brands. So if you currently do not have a brand, then you're probably like, this is not for me. Well, let me help your mindset. It is for you. It's for everybody, because with the industry changing as quickly as it's changing, with technology doing what it do, with these internet streets doing what they do, being internet-y as it is, you actually are behind the curve if you don't have a brand developed, if you don't have a business, if you don't have your hustle mentality switched over to a professional brand, then you are behind the curve. And you have to understand the significantly crucial investment in marketing, but not just marketing just haphazardly, but having a strategy in place. Okay. And so we created the Emergency Brand Fix It Kit for you guys as a whole in general to triage your brand. And then we leveled up the Fix It Kit for the 50 plus professional, which is my actual niche audience and who I endeavor to help. So you guys may be transitioning from your current work, your current job, your current employment, your current career into this entrepreneurial journey here in these internet streets, both online and in these actual physical streets. And you need a plan of action. You need a strategy. You need to put something in place to help you move with precise and precision, so that you aren't out here just flailing, flying by the seat of your pants. And so what I wanted to do and how we started this was we actually created the very first video in this series dealing with B-roll and how to utilize a free Canva account to begin to get some sense of marketing out there, because currently a lot of people just don't have professional videos. They don't have the exact method or methodology that they want to use to put content out. They don't have any idea about marketing, but we all have our handy dandy phones here and there. We're constantly taking pictures. We're constantly taking video. We're constantly doing things with our phone all the time. And there is a way that you can jump over into this entrepreneurial realm using your phone. And so we started this entire initial transition showing you guys how it is that you can utilize all that good on your phone. And it's called B-roll, right? And so the first thing that I did was I actually created that particular, let's see if I can get my screen shared here. We actually created a checklist specifically for that, so that you guys could utilize it and so that it could work to your best advantage. And it gave you the entire walkthrough. So if you have no earthly idea where to research or where to find any of that information, if you go over to the YouTube channel and you go to the Watch Me Work Wednesday playlist, then the very first thing we did when we started this was how to create B-roll for that videos that you just happen to have on your phone. We gave you some examples in here that you could see what exactly B-roll is. We gave you the actual definition of what B-roll is so that you could utilize it. And we provided for you this checklist so you could go through and set up your first B-roll. Well, beyond that, we moved on into helping you guys understand that you need to create, a dedicated landing page for people to see what it is that you have to offer. So if you don't know and if you don't understand, my daily goal, what I endeavor to do each and every day, is I endeavor to brand you, to educate you, and to help you get your assets in order as a 50 plus professional who was out here stuck and struggling. And you're trying to figure out, how do you get your value out of you and into the streets, and you don't even know where to start. Well, I'm not going to thrust you into setting up an entire brand on day one, even though we do have a VIP day and we can do that for you. Okay. I need for you to understand you already have certain tools in place, like your phone, and you are available to take the information on your phone and utilize it. However, once you utilize that information and you create those videos, when someone clicks your link tree, When someone clicks your domain, when they click your subdomains, when they click the links that you provide them, they need to go and land someplace. And I suggest that you utilize a dedicated landing page. So when you land at a dedicated landing page location, such as, let's see, let's not use this one. Let's use Brand Fix since that's what we're discussing. When they land at Brand Fix and they end up on the landing page for the emergency fix-it kit, then you want them to be able to see everything they need to see in a professional manner, such as this. Okay. And so that's what we did when we created the dedicated landing page. Behind that, once you actually enter your information, you want to end up on a thank you page. So we discussed that. Then we flowed over into, once they get the document and they start going through the document, you've offered them a free brand audit. Now, remember, you're applying all of this to your particular niche. I'm just telling you how the branding fix-it kit is set up. You want to schedule that appointment if you'd like to. Behind that, you want to ensure that there's automation that's happening. They get their kit automatically. They go ahead and download it automatically. They start going through it automatically. Then they get the thank you link, and they get the calendar link to set up that appointment. You want that happening automatically. You want a nurture sequence happening next. And that is part of the strategy that we're discussing on today. So yes, you want to know, how do I even set up any of my documentation? We talked about content that you want to deliver, scripting, and how to use scripting to help you along the way for your specific niche or service. Okay. And then today we're actually discussing what exactly marketing strategies are that you can utilize now. All right. So one of the marketing strategies that we started this entire process with, let's go way on back here to the very beginning, when we did the B-roll, the marketing strategy that we put out and that we now need to put on autopilot is the B-roll content. And that's the content that actually takes many, many, many videos that you may have inside of your phone. And so currently, if I go over here to mine and I go down here to my video button and I drop the little option over here, I'm able to see all of the videos. Now, I got TikTok popping up and everything. Would you get out the way, TikTok? Go into my videos. There are my videos on my video button over here to the left. I'm bringing up my videos. I have a video on top of video, on top of video, on top of videos, right? And people want to see some of that. People may want to see the doggies laying in the bed. People may want to see the doggies flipping each other in the floor. People may want to see Baku laying in the floor snoring. Just loud, just being him. And all of this is video footage that I could actually put relevant brand information over it, because that is what you want them to see. But they're going to be looking beyond that information and looking at the video. It's content. It's awareness of who you are and what you do. And it's also being personable, right? And warming up the audience that you have. So we walked you through how to do that. That is a marketing strategy. Okay. Beyond the marketing strategy, you can cut that up into reels. Like I say, you can put it on Instagram, you can put it on TikTok, you can put it on IG, Facebook, YouTube Shorts. You can put it in all those different places as short form content to generate leads. What that would look like is you would actually have it so that when the person clicks a link and arrives at a page, they see all of the different shorts, right? That you have, the short content where you talk about it. And again, there are links that are provided inside of each of your multiple videos to lead them back to your one focused information. Again, that is a strategy, using that short form content from long form content to help them understand quickly at the snap of a finger what it is that you do, who it is that you are. That long form content, like the YouTube videos or the blogs or things like that, they position you as the expert. So say you go over here and you're looking at specifically the content that I have available for specifically the branding fix-it kit, but you want to know more. So you can actually go to the blog and you can read through the blog how to go inside my premium 3-tool agency information that creates monthly income for 50 plus professionals. And you can read through or watch the YouTube video that talks about the 3 tools, high level, Canva, and StreamYard, how we utilize that to build the entire brand for the clients. Again, strategies in place, long form content, blogs, and things like that are available. Now, if you don't yet have any collaborations or partnerships or things like that, then you want to develop that. So one of the things that I was able to do on this week, specifically for an area of the business that I am working on, here inside of the business, let me make sure I have the right screen up. Good deal. Here inside of my community, I have access to a 4-hour work week expert who actually gives us everything that we need to set our businesses up in this model. And one of the things that I wanted to learn about was conditional logic, right here where I asked the question about conditional logic form creation, because here's the use case that I want to use it for. Just that quick and easy. You need to set up a survey, and here is where I actually did that. This is the type of collaborative partnerships. You don't want to be out here just being mentored by and following anybody. You want to make sure that you're following an expert that actually does what it is that you need done, that gives you access. There is no gatekeeping over here. Gives you exactly what it is that you need to be able to do what you do inside of your business or your brand. Okay. Again, that is a part of the strategic partnerships that we can talk about. So I also talk about YouTube strategies and how you can actually put your information out there, paying first, urgency-driven titles, thumbnails. So when you go to the channel, it is visually appealing. You're available to see the transition of the brand over time. We did the first 7 months of the year in a different format. So we were live a lot of the time for the first 6 months of the year, right? And we had as you see, graphics and thumbnails that told you clearly exactly what we're talking about in each and every opportunity that we had here, right? You want to make sure that those things are visually appealing. That is what your Canva is for. You want to make sure that you're using a streaming software that allows you to be in multiple places. So we're on YouTube, we're on LinkedIn, we're on Facebook, we're on IG, we're on Pinterest, okay? Making sure that we have all of our content in multiple places. Again, these are your marketing strategies. These are your marketing platforms. These are some of the outreach outlets that you want to have in place. And the way that I use my my 3 tools to talk about the 5 things that are needed in branding are Canva, Go High Level, and StreamYard. Okay. And those are the 3 tools that I utilize to build the entire brands for the 50 plus professional who is just transitioning over into this lane. Okay. When you get started in this, you may not have a warm market. You may not have anybody to talk to. You do got friends and family. You do got the people that you work with. You do have some of the customers that you serve inside of your network. They may not know what it is that you do. And so that's where the 5 things comes into place so that you can begin to understand what it is that you need to have available so that people can know specifically what it is that you do and how it is that you serve them. I'm trying to get down to it. And that's where the 5 things framework comes into place. We want to talk about the clarity, getting your message clear for what it is that you actually do, your credibility, and what it is and why it is that people should trust you. Consistency. They want to see you online in multiple places, giving that value consistently so they will know you, like you, and trust you enough to continue to follow you, right? We want to talk about connection. So with the connection, not only are you giving them repeat information consistently about what it is that you do, then you begin to hit them possibly in the email, right? So that you can nurture them along. You want to be transparent about certain parts of your journey. Why I almost quit. Real talk. That's a good topic that people would chime into to understand, what it is. You can be vulnerable. You can admit what you want to admit, not say what you don't want to say. All right. Then you can move into the next transition. Now that you're almost quit, but you didn't, what it is that you're doing differently now. And you want to talk about your strategic pivot, right? And giving a CTA in that. Now you can say, here's how I will help you win as well, because they're coming along a journey with you. Okay. And you do this all inside of your platform by taking the opportunity to think first, write it down second, organize it, and then use your AI tools to help you make it market specific, relatable, right? Or you can ask the AI tool to do it on the front end, and then you go in and revise it to be more like you and your personality on the back end. Just use the technology for your intentional distribution of your information, right? Then you're available to send SMS and emails out on automation. So on last week, you watched me go through setting up automation. So if you already have your email sequences set up, how would you already have the email sequences set up? Because you've taken the time to go through and use your AI to go ahead and script out at least an outline of what you're going to say so that you can make it lengthier and more in depth and more personable to you, authentic to you. Then you take it and you set that up in snippets inside of your account to drip out based on weekly, bi-weekly, monthly, whatever you're choosing to do to nurture along a path, leading them down a path or along a journey for what you want them to end up at, which is in your community, getting your downloads and checklists and cheat sheets, becoming a paying client eventually, networking with other people inside of your community, and then eventually you want them to ascend up a value ladder so that they get more and more and more of your content, making their business better and better and better. And you want to do that by generating the information beforehand, revising it and adjusting it to be more authentically you, and then putting everything on autopilot. That's what you want to be able to do to start out with a marketing and a outreach strategy. But you can't do it if you don't have the tools in place, if you don't have a framework or a blueprint to follow, if you don't have a strategy in place with a clear end result. Okay, that's how quick, easy, and simple I can explain the use of marketing and outreach strategies and how you need to utilize systems to do it. So, one of the beautiful things about once you get all of this done, not only can you utilize social planning, which is available in your system. Let's see if I can get that link up. Get over to the marketing tab here. Right, and the numbers are going to look a little crazy when I share these because we have completely pivoted and shifted how we're utilizing our social planner. So you're going to see a bunch of red right now because we discontinued all these days of distribution because we're resetting our algorithm all the way around. Instead of 4 and 5 days a week dripping out content, we're going to allow our reels to do that throughout the week, but we're going to focus heavily on Watch Me Work Wednesdays and walking you through all of the methodology, all of the frameworks behind what it is that we do, because we want you to be able to do it inside of your system as well as possibly do it with the agency or have the agency do it for you. But again, we want the information that we're putting out to be extremely niche and extremely targeted, right? And so you don't see anything posting wise from last Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, or even this Monday, because we're resetting the entire system, the entire algorithm, right? And so when I scroll down, you're going to see red, 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 red numbers because it's reading content that's not there. And so now, of course, the numbers are going to go down. But as you see, YouTube is still up 37%. Why? Because that's where we're focused. That's where we're putting most of the content. Why? Because it's the largest platform. Right? It has, and it doesn't have the most followers and subscribers because Facebook happens to have thousands on it and YouTube does not. But however, YouTube is getting the most engagement. YouTube and IG are getting the most engagement. Okay. And so this, as you see, here we are, nearly 400 impressions. Okay. Again, you'll see the numbers are red because, again, we're not posting any content in those areas. We're resetting the entire algorithm. So when you're looking at what we have listed here as far as our checklist and marketing outreach, you'll see, even though these are the main focused ones that we're paying attention to, when you reset your algorithm, everything's going to go down. And that makes sense because everything has to go down before it goes up. Roots have to build down into the dirt and spread wide and form a foundation before that tree or that vine or that branch will come up out of the ground, or that bamboo tree will sprout up. Okay. You have to go down first. And one of the ways that you're available to go down is write it all down. Think through the process. And you're thinking through the process because your end result is what is going to be the best result for your client, your customer, the prospect that is trying to find out if you have their solution. You want to be able to answer every specific area of their concern within your niche before they even ask. So it's always a yes answer. Okay. Or as guaranteed to a yes answer as you can get. All right. So that is the clearest explanation that I'm available to give you in the and the thought process that you need to have for how to create your marketing strategies, how to create your outreach strategies, how to go ahead and align your system. If you happen to miss last week, then I'm going to suggest you go back. You head on over to the YouTube channel, that you go over to the playlist specifically, right? And you go into the playlist tab and you find the Watch Me Work Wednesday tab and you view it. And you pay very, very, very close attention to these last two have been really, really, really important. And I'm talking about the automated follow-up and the content scripting. These two have been very, very, very important. By the time you see this, you'll see that this is showing streamed, okay? These two have been very important in helping you guys understand, number one, how to create your automated setup in your system so that your things run on autopilot. And then this one gets heavily into how to utilize your AI to set up your scripting, to set up your content for you to revise and make authentically you, yes, but so that when you're speaking, you're able to pull up your screens, you're able to stay on topic, and this is what we're discussing, and this is what we're talking about, and it allows you to stay focused and to deliver your content in an organized fashion. So that is the reason why you want to be able to take time to think through your entire process before delivery so that by the time you are finished and your funnel is set up, it flows seamlessly. Okay. Thank you so much for your time on today. I'm hoping you guys will take the opportunity to head on over to brandfix.martinabrityelverton.com, that you'll take the opportunity to go ahead and reach out and grab a copy of your emergency brand fix it kit at brandfix.martinabrityelverton.com. This will allow you to get the actual blueprint for how to go through your brand if you're restructuring your brand or if you're building it from scratch. You need these questions to make sure you're doing it right the first time. So you don't have to make a pivot like this. So you don't have to go through it and restructure everything. But it's okay if you choose to reinvent yourself, all right? Utilize this. It will also prompt you access to the actual Brand You community. You'll be able to come into the community and network with other 50 plus professionals who are doing this thing like we are doing here in our 53rd month of our entire journey. Okay, our 53rd birth month. Yeah, you girl, 53. We doing the thing, right? You want to be able to do this following a framework so that you are not flying by the seat of your pants. You're following a blueprint for your specific niche. So even though everything I'm sharing with you is about your brand and it's about your business and it's about how to set up your graphics through Canva and how to set up your streaming platforms through StreamYard and how to actually set up your automation systems inside of Go High Level. Even though that's what I'm talking about, you know what you do as an author. You know what you do as a speaker. You know what you do as an individual who gets out here and sets up lead pages and landing pages. You know what you do. Just use these as examples to do what you do, baby. Okay, so thank you again for your time on today. I'm excited for you to follow along this journey. I'm excited about the way we're closing out August. We have so much coming for the balance of the year. For the final month and for the final quarter, we're making a pivot and moving people over to the hybrid platform where you'll have your own GHL accounts and you'll be able to still DIY, DWY, and DFY, along the path of building your journey. But we're going to talk about how you can now implement AI infuse it into your brand and how to make it work for you. How to use some of these chat GPTs and these Manny systems to assist you and make you even better and even stronger and even more relatable to the niche or the need that your audience has. Okay. So you'll be able to walk through this regularly and consistently for the balance of the year, getting yourself structured, getting yourself organized, getting yourself ready to move forward in this technology that a lot of 50 plus professionals are struggling in. We want you to be able to do that with ease, with comfort, with as little distractions and potholes and bumps along the way as possible. If you believe it can be done, it can be done, but only if you believe. So I appreciate your time, and I'll close out again by saying, even though you sat through this last 25 minutes of information, give me 2 more minutes of your time to have a listen to this information and what we're doing here inside of the Brand You Agency and why you should click the link below and subscribe, select the bell for notifications, and you should share this stream with others who may be in need just like you were.
Hey y'all, hey, BrandMaster Martina Britt Yelverton here, speaking directly to my 50 plus professionals with an incredible area of expertise, yet you're still struggling to attract premium clients who actually value your experience. Guess what? You're in the right place because here at the age of 53, I've made a strategic decision to focus my 2 decades of value exclusively on helping experienced professionals like us transform our expertise into personal, profitable brands. Here's what's different about this approach. I don't treat you like a beginner. We leverage together your decades of experience as competitive advantages, not obstacles. Every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday, I provide content on YouTube specifically designed for 50 plus professionals transitioning into no gatekeeping entrepreneurship. You'll get behind the scenes access to my methodology, real client case studies, and practical strategies that you can implement right now. But here's where it gets even gooder, as I say. You're not just watching from the sidelines. I'm building a foundational community exclusively for the stuck and struggling. And as a founding active member, you'll get direct access to me, my framework, and we build your profitable brand together. Plus, through our strategic partnerships, founding members get access to daily support meetings at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Monday through Friday. This gives you consistent professional guidance, a proven 4-hour workday strategy expert, and network opportunities right within our community. If you need more personalized guidance, I regularly bring founding members live into Zoom or StreamYard as guests for real-time Q&A, strategy sessions, and collaborative problem solving. It's like having a personal brand strategist at the ready. But for my serious 50 plus professionals who are ready for an intensive transformation, our VIP days will provide complete brand development and delivery in a single intensive session. Your expertise deserves premium positioning. Your experience is your competitive advantage. So yes, join the founding community, engage in our live sessions, and let's build the profitable personal brand that you deserve. Subscribe, hit the notification bell, and I'll see you in our founding community. Yes, and yes.